around the world, a buzzy band story. Lusaka Radio, 97.7, we there, we no lonely. Me and the family there, so that's why we there. You don't know Stonebwoy representing like a living color for Lusaka Radio here in Zambia, 97.7.
As Stonebwoy on the Lusaka Radio 97.7, 42 minutes after 12. This one, it has a focalistic. In case you missed it, be part of the exciting journey, be part of the exciting conversation. Focalistic is currently at the age of a 27. It is a South African outstanding person. And I can imagine, the chemistry, because, people right now are definitely talking about the conversation regarding, Afrobeat and, Amapiano, this competition that is currently trending on TikTok, where some people feel that there's this competition. How did you bring him on your movement?
No competition. I don't even know why people be trying to do things that's not supposed to be done for the clouds and etc. and for the conversation's sake. I know you have internet and you have to say something. Let's say the right thing because internet takes the things that we say to the world. You know what I mean? No competition between no Afrobeat and what and Amapiano, really. Nah. So all I want to say is bogus. Look, anybody that's having that conversation is just having it for fun. Africans are one people, basically, and our music is like it's on the same motherboard. It's just it's the same roots. It's just diverse and unique and etc. Because when I strip down on my piano song, practically, I can find elements that beat like elements that is in Afrobeat. When I pick up, one love, one music, and it's beautiful to see African music conquer the world so large at this point in time, by fellow, artists who are doing so well across the African continent. And of course, we have been inspired differently, and therefore you realize that there's been a new category that's been added to the Grammy, awards, where Best African Song Performance or Performance of the Year. And that is where you see the various Afrofusion, high life, everything is involved. So that tells you that we cannot have the luxury of discussing separation at this point. We, the Africans, we cannot have the luxury of discussing separation now when Grammys is acknowledging our sound at this level where they're even calling out indigenous styles that makes it work as a sound. So are we now gonna have to fight that indigenous
and we start saying Afrobeat
and start saying meanwhile on the very highest global levels they have acknowledged all the different breakdowns and smaller versions that have come together for us to get to where we're going. So that conversation is zero.
Interesting. I like it. I like the fact that you've actually emphasized on the unity of Africa. Talking about unity, I feel that just listening to music on a daily basis actually connects you differently. And I'm just thinking of what Mr. Nana was actually going through the moment he felt like, okay, I need some boy in Zambia. I need this guy in Zambia. Hey, tell me about it. What came into your mind?
Okay. Hello to all your listeners.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say that when we got a hearing of the album and everything, and he also opened up that look.
No, the mic.
When we got the hearing of the album and how exciting it was and everything, we said, okay, I think it's time that we start bringing the A-list artists on our shows and also let them understand the other parts beyond Ghana, as they've always been going to places, of course, but if he has never been in Zambia,
First time, it's a shame.
This was the
But
time.
yeah, nothing happened before it's
and you know the funny thing, yeah?
To bring him here. So just to create that new connection with better goals and plans in the future, than what he's currently here for. He's here to just now connect with the people like the station and the listeners and fans, and then later on we can make a solid, bigger avenue for other things to go on. Yeah.
So I think it's in terms of just activating certain kind of industry vibes. So meet and greet sort of, right?
Yeah.
And come, let's listen. It's like our album listening party, respecting the shakers and movers of the Zambian industry and inviting them over to have, one-on-one, before we go hard, basically.
What is
I mean, it's my first time, but it's not my first time. It's not my first time they're gonna play my song.
Yeah.
In Zambia.
No, I was actually looking at I was looking at a couple of Zambian dancehall artists, and surprisingly, a number of them actually follow you. And I was like, okay, so most people that
all
actually
of them are my brothers.
Yeah, all of them that actually they actually follow you. Mr. Nana, what is the highlight in terms of some of the things that as Zambian? We have got a saying in this country, Zambia Kuchalo. And I want to find out, in terms of things that are Zambian, what are those things that are Zambian that you want him to try out? Yeah, actually.
What is Kuchalo? What is Kuchalo?
Kuchalo, it simply means to the world.
Ah, Zambia Kuchalo.
Exactly.
So the word is alo?
No, the word is chalo.
Chalo.
Yes, so when we say Zambia Kuchalo, we simply say Zambia to the global stage.
Okay, so basically, but literally you mean Zambia world?
Yes,
that's what you mean.
Zambia to the world.
Yeah, but Kuchalo means what?
Chalo means
Chalo has
hey, that's what I want to get the meaning of Chalo because I want to learn. I want to know what Chalo means. Not as you're using it in context, but I want to understand the word.
The word Chalo.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Chalo simply means what?
Exactly. So when you say Zambia,
Kuchalo.
okay, ku is to the word I.
Exactly.
So ku is like two, no?
Exactly.
Well, for the highlights of it, it's amazing hosting a list artists of this caliber, respectfully, and for us, it's a way to connect the Zambian industry to what is beyond. Yeah, and like
Africa.
you just said, it's one of our ways that we feel as whoever we are in the industry, we can also connect artists of the local to people like him, and also find synergies of building more collaborations, which I feel the industry really lacks here. So hopefully it's an avenue that he can exploit based on his relevance and popularity, and then see what can be stored. Who knows, maybe his next album. I personally want to see a Zambian.
There's gonna be singles before that. There's gonna be a single coming out soon. From my people.
I wanted to ask him who he has in mind, but I'll leave it to him. I'm sure that one is your own discretion.
Now, before I let you go, I would like to find out what is that one language, or apart from just Zambia Kuchalo, which I've actually given you. What is that one thing that has actually stood out for you today, apart from the weather?
In terms of language?
In terms of everything.
Oh yes, of course. I've hardly had 10 hours yet. So the limit that I picked is what I've shared. But I love the warmth. The people are welcoming, no troubles. People are calm, going about their businesses, smiling and showing a lot of love. That's what I'm noticing, right? And it stands out for me as well because without love, we can't live amongst each other. And it tells you how peaceful they are at heart. You know what I mean? Because I really am a very intuitive and a spiritual person, and I love to give energies and vibrations. I feel the vibes, and the vibe is right.
Interesting. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, having a conversation with our Stonebwoy. We have to make sure that we get a state VYE. For me, the highlight that you've actually given me, which is pretty much better, I feel that it's high time that Africans should actually start celebrating the music. It doesn't matter which part of Africa it's coming from. So we need to unite, we need to show the love, and we need to believe in ourselves. That's what I
even if we cannot unite today, bro, that's simple knowledge to know that you can't touch the music. Like you need to know the knowledge. Even if we don't unite, you need to know the truth. We don't have to ignore the truth because we are not united yet.
Interesting. This one is called In Control, Stonebwoy, top of the hour. We do have other news that is coming up with Annie on the other side, my kitchen, your kitchen. And forgetting the 10 brothers, they're definitely talking about being attacked by the Matrix. And Andrew Tate is definitely facing some charges together with his brother Kristen. We're talking more about that here on Lusaka Radio 97.7. I love your smile.
Like that's the fifth studio album, highly anticipated, smashing hit songs on top of the album. That whole album is a hit album, to be honest, and so it's giving me a headache right now, because you'd have to now make sure that it becomes what it really is. So it's gonna take some time to push it in there, and it's fresh. It's not even 2 months old, and we've had the #1 song in Ghana from the day it dropped. Had the #1 album from the day it dropped, and not only in Ghana, across the world. This is crazy. I remember this is a joint production by Def Jam Recordings and Birmingham Music, which is myself that I own. So globally, it's been amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm enjoying what is happening, but it's giving me responsibility to actually push further, for a new album. This is amazing.
Interesting. About the exciting journey, the exciting conversation. Remember, today being Thursday, it is the 22nd of June. I mentioned earlier that we'll be having a conversation with an international artist. Now, this man.